All right, so I'm going to work with Boomer again. Pip, can you like not? You're in the way, sir. So I'm going to work with Boomer again on nails. I have not done anything with him since the last time you saw him. You're in the way, sir. You're in the way. So this is also a really good example of how I manage my dogs. They don't require any management because they've been taught how to make good decisions. Canyon, if you hit that computer. Oh goodness. Okay. So I'm just going to talk and hope that they kind of sort themselves out here. So I'm going to work with Boomer again on nails. So the last time you saw him was the last time I did anything with him. Last time we worked up to pulling the hair back from the nail and holding the nail. That's all that we did. I am going to use my clippers today, or I'm going to prepare to use them. If he's not ready, then we won't use them. But I'm going to have them here with me. So as you can see, he doesn't have a negative association with the tools themselves. If he did, I would just show him food, show him food, show him food until this didn't cause him any stress. He's licking my hand because I was just working with the other dog and I've got some kibble dust on my fingers. So that's why he's licking my hand. Canyon, go lay down. Don't bump into my tripod though. Good job. He's enormous. It's ridiculous. All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to stick with the same kind of process that I was using before. Canyon, if you hit that tripod. I'm going to stick with the same process that I used before. I'm going to break it into tiny little steps and only move on when he's comfortable, and use food to reward him for tolerating each individual step. So that's what we're going to do. And thank you, buddy. Now my hand is all gross. So I'm going to put the clippers down for now. I'm going to hold. Yes. Good job. Candy, go lay down. Skylar, lay down. So just a side note, my dogs go lay down or lay down means just settle, not like into a down right there. That's a separate command, just FYI. So I'm going to hold it with my left hand and I'm going to part the hair. I'm going to look at the nails. I'm going to look at the feet. And the idea is that I want him to be very comfortable with me manipulating this foot a lot before I even introduce the clippers. So I don't want him to just be okay with it before I introduce the clippers. I want him to be totally fine with me manipulating his foot before I even introduce the tool. Yes. Good job. And the reason for that is when I get the tool involved, it's going to up the stress level just inherently. So if he's just a little bit okay with it, and then I introduce the tool, he's going to be not okay with it. But if he's very okay with me manipulating his feet and I introduce the tool, he's going to tolerate it just fine. I don't want to build things on top of a crappy foundation, and being able to manipulate and hold his paws is the foundation for this task, this behavior. So this time I'm going to grab the clippers. I'm going to mess with his toes while I'm holding the clippers. I'm not going to like touch him yet or anything, just they're there. Can I smell them? Oh, yes. Canyon. Oh, you bumped it. And Pip wants in on it. He's like, you can do my nails if you feed me. All right, so I'm going to grab the paw, grab the clippers, and this time I'm going to touch the nail. I'm just going to tap. Yes, good job. So he's okay with it. He's not concerned. I'm going to do a couple more reps of just tapping. I'm going to do it on a different toe each time. Oh, he didn't like that one. This is the side toe, not one of the ones in the center. So I'm just going to continue very lightly tapping. That's the other dog. That's not Boomer. It's whining. Yes, good job. That's Shadow here on place. Good job. And like I said on the last video, I want to give him a little bit of a break in between reps. I don't want it to be this fast-paced touch food, touch food, touch food, touch food. I want it to be touch food, take a breather, touch food, take a breather. I don't want this to be stressful for him. So I'm going to tap a different toe this time. Good. Look at you, buddy. Good job. Now I'm going to tap a couple toes. Yeah, he didn't like it when I switched toes. Yes. So a word about tools. So I typically use a Dremel, like a rotary tool, but I start Shadow. Knock it off, please. I start all dogs learning to tolerate clippers before I introduce power tools. Yes. All right, on this next rep, I'm going to actually clip. And I'll talk about an intermediate step that would work well for dogs that are noise sensitive after I do this next rep. So I don't use the guard on these, the quick guard. I just don't. I'll explain that in here in a second. So I'm going to go for a toe that he didn't really have a problem with me tapping on from the beginning, and I'm just going to take a tiny little sliver. Yes, good job. Good job. And I'm going to give him several handfuls of food after that. That was the first actual clip. So a good intermediate step, if the dog is really noise sensitive, is get him used to tapping on the nail and then clip a little piece of like uncooked spaghetti next to his toe, because that gets him used to the noise of clipping separately from the feeling of clipping, which is really helpful if your dog is really noise sensitive. That's what I had to do with Abe, who's back there behind me on the bed. All right, I'm going to do another one. Now, it's not uncommon for when you go back for a second clip that they get a little concerned. So if you need to, you can go back a step and tap. So he pulled away a little bit. That's okay. Yes, good job. Good job. So with enough repetitions, they will look forward to the clip because it predicts good things happening. It predicts the delivery of food, not anything to be stressed out about. So I'll do one more clip and then I'll call that a session. This is a lot of progress from the last time. And it's not magic. It's just that he understands the process now. It's like, you tolerate this, I give you a treat. You tolerate this, I give you a treat. You tolerate this, I give you a treat. So very quickly they catch on that, oh, this is just something that I tolerate and I get food for it. So no problem. Yes, good job. And I'm taking the tiniest little slivers. I'm not even getting a whole nail in the cross section, like at all. I'm taking tiny little slivers from around the edges. He has very, very long nails, so there's no risk of me quicking him or getting the part of the nail that is sensitive and have blood vessels and nerves and stuff in it, but clipping the whole cross section of the nail you need a lot more force in the clippers. If you have good clippers, it's not much force, but it is more than just clipping around the edges, and I don't want to push him too far too fast. All right, I'm going to do one more and then I'm going to call it good. So you notice I'm going really slow. Yes, good job. I'm not just grabbing the paw and clipping. I'm grabbing it, making sure he's stable in the behavior, he's comfortable. I'll approach with the clipper, I'll touch with the clipper, And if he's comfortable, then I'll clip. I don't just grab and clip. Good job, buddy. You're all done. And there's our second session, and we're already clipping. So good stuff. Most dogs are like this. Most dogs, it will be this fast, but you have to remember slow is fast. So because I broke it down into tiny little pieces, this is very easy for him. If I just went for this right away, there's no way that this would be this successful. So just something to keep in mind. Good job, sir. Oh, I dropped the piece. Go ahead, dude. Oh, stretch. Good job.